Good morning, friends. It is Ann with Whimsically Knotted coming to you on a Thursday morning. How are you all doing? Hope you had a blessed week so far. I'm going to pull you up on my iPad real quick. See if I can find us. So what you guys been up to? We are going to be working on some stars today. The star cutouts came from Craft Deals. All right, let's see. I think we are good. And I prepped already a little bit so that we could get to going here. I have got 3 different size stars. This is the big one, and I've already, if you see it, I've already painted that one in, where is my paint? White Pearl by Deco Art. I know it is backwards. I did not flip my camera, so trust me, it is White Pearl by Deco Art. I've also painted the medium star and the little star. And I know you cannot see much of a difference, but I hope you can see it shimmering. On the other side, I just put regular Mod Podge, and we're going to dry the Mod Podge because we're going to Mod Podge first, and then we're going to stencil, and then we're going to add embellishments. So let me get this going here. Let me tilt you down a little bit more. At least this time I didn't forget to tilt you guys down. Last time I forgot. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I forgot. I got my little Dodo Dumb iron out so that we can iron our paper on, and I will ask you which paper we should use. Dry this up really good. And I painted the sides in that same White Pearl as well. And I put a generous amount of decoupage glue on here. You can use whichever decoupage glue you have. I just had a big old bottle of Mod Podge. I don't know what I was thinking when I bought this giant bottle of Mod Podge. So I've been trying to get rid of it, and I poured mine into one of these condiment bottles to get it out easier. All right, these are done. And again, this side is just shimmery. It is just really pretty. And when you get your stars from Craft Deals, 2 of them have flat edges right here. That's so you can stand them up. Those are your feet. So make sure when you put your design on here that you will sit it to where the flat feet are. And they all have it. They all have the flat feet. So let's do our decoupage first. Let me turn this the right way. I have 2 papers here. I have this paper and I have this paper. They both came from Hobby Lobby. Which one should I use for our stars? And let me show you what we are going to be putting on them. So let me just lay this down right here. That way you guys can see. And you can use hymnal pages for this as well. Christmas song would be absolutely great. I've got this little deer I am going to use. So do you like the deer better? You can't see that well, can you? Let me hold this up. Let me do it this way. And that way I have a little bit of background. We're going to decoupage it on there. That is the deer on this paper. And we're going to add, of course, a little bit of greenery and some red berries to it. So that it will be on this paper. I kind of like that. Or, initially I thought to use this paper, but I think I am going to use the other paper. because my deer blends in a little bit more on this paper. Hey Sherry, so do you like the deer better on this paper? And we're gonna make it all pretty. On the star? Or do you like it better on this paper? And again, this is not gonna lay like this. This is just to show you the difference. Which paper do you like? The darker one or the lighter one? You tell me so we can get started on this. And then on the other ones, we will add, and all 3 stars will have the same paper. We will add a bell, a sprig, and a pine cone. So do you like it better on the dark paper? Or would you like it better on the light paper? Well, so you guys tell me, which one do you like better? And we will get going. So I'm going to give you a few moments to decide on the paper. I see that Sherry hopped on, but I don't see comments. Too hard for me. I like them both too. That's what I was wanting you guys to tell me. I'll give you a moment to think about. Maybe a couple of more people will hop on. So let's just get to the stenciling part. I am going to use the Elegant Damask Trio from Melissa Bradshaw at Junk and Craft Treasures. She helped to design these. And I am going to use all 3 of them. And we are going to use different metallic colors. And I have punched a hole in the upper left so that I know which way the right way is to lay these. And now I got to look. I know that one went to the little one. I think this one was the big star. I got to look and see which one I wanted for the big star and which ones I wanted for the little star. Because they fit, they're different sizes and they fit on here differently. So I think I'm going to use this one. So let's get this show on the road. I am pushing it as far up as I can. Use the darker. I like the darker too. I like them both, like you said. I can't decide. It is hard for me to tape this on here, but I'm going to try to tape the bottom corner because I don't have nothing on there. No design. And I am just lining it up with the middle of the I'm looking, make sure I got it centered. I am going to use champagne gold, rose gold, and splendid gold. I think I'm going to use splendid gold on this one, the champagne on the little one, and the rose gold on the middle star. Hey, Blenda, how are you today? Good to see you. I am so glad that you could join. I am using a 5/8 inch stencil brush from Essential Stencil. I love the brushes. You load your brush, you pick up paint. I swirl mine around on a paper plate. You can use a piece of cardboard. Excuse me. Coffee filters. And it is still too much paint on here. So I take my paper towel and I just swirl off a little bit more paint. Now with the I can't talk. Metallics, you might have to do 2 coats for it to show up better because they're a little bit more translucent. So I'm just going to go over it lightly on the first coat, and then I'll come back and do a second coat. It is always better to go lightly over it first and then come back and do a heavier coat. And I normally just go to the offload spot, pick up some paint, and then go back onto my star. And for some reason or another, metallic paints. Hey Loretta, how are you? Hey Liz. Hey Jeannie. I haven't talked to you in forever, Loretta. How are you doing, my friends? It is so good to talk to you. I got to put me on a little bit more. And the other thing, make sure your metallic paints, you shake them up really well. They need to be shook up really well because they do have a chance to separate, and do ever go with a wet brush like this onto your project. Another thing you can do is you can also stipple. I prefer swirling, but you can also stipple. It will give you a little bit of texture. Another thing you can do is you can use how about that putty? Oh my goodness, ladies, help me out. To make a raised design, we could have raised this up and gave it a raised design look. There are so many different things that you could do with this. The raised design would have been really pretty on here. What is that stuff called? Help me out, ladies. It's not putty. What is it called? I know you got the dimensional paste, but you could buy the more inexpensive, like joint compound. You can use something like that. I could not think of what it was called. You guys know what I'm talking about. My brain, I'm telling you. I'm going to take a peek to see. Yep, I like it. It looks good. I am going to sand it back a little bit. And I am just going to add a little flourish down at the bottom here where the design did not carry through. It doesn't have to be much. Just to finish it out. I used this one here. Let me use this one here. I was trying to make it symmetrical. And I will sand this back a little bit. And then we have our first one. Hey, Miss Jeannie. This is going to be our elegant side. You guys know I like doing two-sided projects. I'm just using 80 grit sandpaper to go over this real quick. so that any of the grain rays will be knocked down. And then our first star on this side is finished, and it shimmers and shines, and it's just really pretty. I was asking the ladies, should we use to decoupage the other side, the darker one or the lighter one? And I had showed them. These are the embellishments that are going to go on. Now they're going to go on prettier than what I'm laying them on. This is just for visual. This is what the lighter one would look like. And then we'll add a pine cone and a bell and little berries to it. That's the lighter one. Or I've got one vote for the darker one. Or do we want to use the darker one? And this is what it would look like on the darker one. I like them both and I can't decide. And that's the darker one. So you guys tell me, do we want to do the darker one or do we want to do the lighter one? And for those of you that missed, I am using the Elegant Damask Trio from Melissa Bradshaw. I know it is backwards. I did not turn my phone backwards today. And I am using all three designs today. And I am just gonna offload this brush really good. I'm just gonna use that same brush because these are all metallics. They're all in the same tone. I'm using rose gold for this one. All right, ladies, let me know what you think. Which one should we use? And let me know what you've been creating, what you've been working on. Miss Liz, I know you've been working on some incredible things. You are so talented. If you would like to, you could put your link in here so that people can hop over and follow you if they don't know you yet. On this one, it is hard to swirl because it doesn't cover the whole star. There is empty spaces, so I am just going very lightly, and I'm even going up and down in some areas. Before you lift your finger, if you have not taped it, put your other finger down and lift it up, because sometimes you have paint or residue on your finger and it will pick up your stencil, and then you have moved your stencil by accident, and you don't want to do that. This is looking really good. I am just going back over it. Again, putting my other finger down so it will not mess this up. This is what it looks like so far. Hey Janice, how are you, my friend? I am so glad you are here. And please, please, please interact, comment, ask questions. I will answer the best I can. If I don't know the answer, I will find an answer for you. My little iron is ready, so Here is star number 1 and star number 2. Aren't they pretty? This is the Splendid Gold. Was it Splendid? Yep, Splendid Gold, and this is Rose Gold. And these are from Craft Deals, and they have little straight feet on the bottom so that you can sit them down. So there's 1 and 2. Hey, Miss Billy, how are you doing? I am so glad you're able to hop on. Miss Billy is another amazing creator. If you would love to check her page out, I'm trying to line this up as straight as possible. And this time I am going to use Champagne Gold, which is a really, really light gold. I'm trying to offload my brush as much as possible. I'm trying to reuse my brush, so it might have a little bit of a rose gold undertone, but I am okay with that. And this Champagne Gold is a very light gold. Oh my gosh, that blue heron is amazing. And I love the Christmas trees. Miss Liz is a resin art creator, and she is amazing. And her pieces tell stories. She loves incorporating either old glass that came out of her family or the person that she's creating for to make memory pieces, and I absolutely love that. She incorporates brooches, just different pieces that belonged to the person, like your grandma's old glasses, drinking glasses in different colors. So she does a lot of very special pieces. And if you have not checked her page out, please do. Miss Billy is also made by you, an amazing artist. And I always like to give a shout out to my fellow creative sisters. We are here to lift one another up, to cheer each other on, to help each other out. So if you have not followed them, I encourage you. And if you are new to me, I encourage you to give my page a follow. That is one of the best things that you can do for your creators, to follow their page. This one is very faint, but it looks amazing. I'm going to dry it, and I think I'm going to lay it back down one more time. I cannot remember your page name, Liz. Please put your link in the comments. Oh my gosh, why can I not remember your page? That's just crazy. That's the other thing nice about these stencils. You can lay these right back down and match them up and go back over it to intensify the color. I just wanted to make sure that it was dry underneath. What is your page name, Liz? Oh my gosh. Gladified Designs. Oh my gosh, I could not remember. That's so crazy. Gladified Designs, that's what it is. So check her out, Gladified Designs, amazing pieces. You will absolutely love her. And here we have all three. I'm going to see if I can. Don't they look pretty? I know people probably think I'm crazy for letting people put their names, I mean their business names in there, but you know what? We are all in this together. We all have our dreams, and if you can support a sister on her journey, then I think you should do that. Forget it. I know it, honey. I know it. Hey, Bonnie. I forget all the time. I'm so bad. All right, ladies. We had a vote for the dark, and those are the two papers. Which one should I use, the dark or the light? You guys tell me. Here's some of the embellishments that'll be going on. I need an answer so we can put this on the stars. The darker one or the lighter one? Which one do you guys like better? Well, I'll get a wipe to put my brush in. I always put my brushes in a Clorox wipe. That way they can stay moist and it'll be easier to clean them. And if I need to reuse them, that will be another easier way to use them because they will not have dried out. Dark. All right. There's enough room for everyone. Exactly. That's the way I feel, Billy. And I said you could do the same thing with hymnal pages. You can take your page. Now this will not, this will not completely fit on here. It's a little bit too small, but you can enlarge it on your printer. I just print the pages out and then you can enlarge it. And you can stain these, coffee stain them. You can spritz them to make them whatever you want. These would look good with gold colors on there, spritzed. You can use your dark wax. So there's all kinds of different ways that you can use hymnal pages. I just did not have a chance to prep my hymnal pages because I would have done that. And I probably will do another one and do hymnal pages. I have put Mod Podge on here already. I'm going to use my iron. I'll make sure I got this paper the right way. Good thing they put something on the back so I know which way these notes need to go. All right, I am going to cut it right here. I am just making me a cut line. Obviously, it is not straight whatsoever. That way it will be easier to maneuver around. And remember, make sure you know where your feet are on your stars before you lay this on. And gotta get my parchment paper. The only thing I forgot to take out is my parchment paper. Make sure that all the tips are covered and that it is laying on straight. And if it is a little bit off, that's fine too. I'm putting it on the highest setting. This is my little Dodo Dum. It comes with a little stand to sit in. I hope I added enough Mod Podge on the corners. If not, I'll go back and add a little bit more Mod Podge to the corners. And I might have to add a little bit more anyway because this wood might have soaked up my Mod Podge and I might need to add some altogether. See, are we sticking it? Oh, yep, we're sticking. It is a little bit challenging sometimes to do a shape like this because you don't really see where your shape is. But I think we got it. And I'm just going to cut as close as I can. And then we'll sand off the rest. Those embellishments will look really good. And I think I am going to add a little bit of dark wax to the edge of this. Even the this side. Don't throw the snippets away. You can always use them as an embellishment underneath. Like I said, if I was going to add something to this, I can always add a little bit of a music note under there. So those little snippets can come in handy. Now let me check and make sure that everything is adhered. And again, most important thing is if your stars have feet, make sure that you put whatever design you're going to put on your embellishments, your papers, that you have it facing the right way. And don't think like I did that they were cut wrong. They were cut purposefully like that. And another tip, if you have a shape that you're doing double-sided and one side, maybe the wood isn't as pretty or it has a little imperfection, use that side. Hey, Miss Cindy. Up to your elbows in paint. That's the best. That is the best. But if you have a or a good side and a bad side, cover the bad side up with your paper and use it. Thanks for sprinkling. I truly do appreciate you sprinkling. Facebook is not pushing out us creators as much as they used to. So sprinkling helps each one of us. So I am always glad and grateful for all of you when you sprinkle this out so that other people can see. Like we said before, we are all in this together. We are supporting each other. We are a community, and we got to help each other out and uplift each other, whether that is through prayers or whether through sprinkling us out or letting us share our business names. We have so much to offer. There is enough room for all of us. It always goes back to the analogy somebody said, and I just will never forget it. I cannot remember who said it. If you go to the bread aisle, is there only one kind of bread? No, there is a gazillion kinds of bread. Even a gazillion kinds of white bread or wheat bread or, multi-seed bread. So we are all different. We all create in a little bit of a different style. So there is enough space for all of us. So let's lift each other up. All right, there's our first one. And you can't leave it just like this. You have this beautiful side and then this beautiful side. And the good thing about having that little mat, I just take it and dump it in my trash can, shake it out, and do the next one. And I try to optimize my paper the best I can. So I try to use up as much as I can without having too much leftovers. So I'm frugal with my paper. Because you never know when you might need a little strip for something. Because a little strip like this can go around a wooden spool. Really cool. Feet on the bottom. Whoop, wrong side. I'm going to gauge it by my bottom feet. That'll be the easiest to line up. We are good. There's my parchment paper. You guys are amazing and sprinkling. Thank you guys so much. And again, there are so many different ways you can create these. You can make them really rustic. You can make them in the traditional red, green, gold, silver. There are so many different ways that you can create these stars. I bet you if we would have a workshop and I would just put out materials and paint, each one of us would create a completely different star, even though we are given the same materials. Liz's would have resin on there. Again, I am going to cut as close as possible. And be careful, this little iron does get hot. So, do not burn your little hands. What have you been working on this week, Miss Billy? Miss Bonnie is working on growth charts. She's making big old growth chart leaners, and they are so cool. She enjoys doing those. I've made a growth chart for my my granddaughter, not daughter. And it has different different animals on there from Essential Stencil, from the stencils. And then I tell her, I said, you're almost as big as the bear or the owl or whichever animal is next on her growth chart. And then she stands on her tippy toes and stretches to the next one. Another growth chart. Yeah, I'd seen your post where you posted what new patterns you will have next. Or sayings. And I love those sayings. Those are so cool. So, I just love it when she gets all excited to reach the next animal on there. It's got deer, it's got moose, it's got a doe and a buck on there. I believe there's an owl, a bear. Oh my goodness, I can't even remember what other animals were on that chart. Oh, it's got birds, different birds. I combined Essential Stencil transfers and stencils. And that is just a wonderful way to mark their growth. All right, number 2 done. We are getting there with all those stars and everything. Let's clean this mess back up. Like I said, it's so easy. And these are Teflon mats. I haven't cleaned mine, but you can wipe the paint off. The glue comes off right away. It is really, really nice. And so here are these. I'm working on the last one. Down here in this corner. Or do I want to leave that big piece? I'm going to leave the big piece, that way it will not be too chopped up. I got to make sure I cut it the right way. And yes, I could cut it out this way. It is a lot easier to just sand it off. So I am choosing the easy way to do this. Now we still got a lot of paper left. Feet down. sure I got these music notes the right way. You're good. Parchment paper. And again, I had already put Mod Podge on here beforehand so that this process would be a little bit faster. And I remember to turn on, hey Michelle, how are you doing, my friends? Michelle is another very talented lady. She has a booth at Mercantile on Market, the same space that I have a booth at. And she's got some wonderful creations. She also creates printables and supports the I cannot remember. What is the dog organization that you support? The Rescue Mission. She helps supports them. So sometimes she has a printable bundle, a printable set that you can purchase, and all donations will go to that rescue. I cannot remember the name. My brain is not working. Miss Sherry is right. My menopause brain. Mine is old age. Mine's not menopause. Oh, I'm claiming my age. I'm only 62, so I can't claim age. It did sound good, though. Fifi's friends. Yes. Hey, Nikki, I didn't see you hop on. And I do want to make a donation, Miss Michelle. So if you can message me or let me know. We can get together. I can send it to you. Because it's always good to take care of our little fur babies. I want to say all of ours have been rescued from one place or another. Whether it was the animal shelter or a rescue. Oh, I forgot one side. And another tip, if you're going to put decorations on this side, well, happy birthday to you already. Yeah, I don't look at age. To me, you're as young as you feel in your heart. Age is just not, it is just a number. I don't know. I have never looked at age. Age has always just been how you felt. Sometimes I feel older, but I have not ever considered age to be a hindrance or I don't know. That's just always been me. It's just, all right, here we have our little guys. I'm going to clean up the edges a little bit more later. And for those of you that hopped on late, we use metallic paint as the base coat, and then we use metallic paint in different colors to put a little design on the other side. All right, let's start with a little star right here. I'm going to add this little star on here. And I'm going to get me a piece. Miss Bonnie tells me to put a little button behind it. But I don't have a button handy right this minute. Since these stars are hollow back here and it's going to be hard to glue it. You can add a button, or I'm just going to add a little piece of cardboard back here to help it adhere, to have a surface to glue to. And you guys know my struggle with glue guns. But a button works really, really well. I'm going to add another little piece on there. I have a ton of buttons. I love collecting vintage buttons. And talking about vintage buttons, I have got a little flower kit that I have put together to, I will show you here in just a moment, that you will learn to make those little fabric flowers that I like to make. And don't touch the glue. We are expecting a gentleman to come. Ooh, you got t-shirts. I am trying not to have the green stick out on the other side. We have a gentleman coming out to, never finished my thought, to help us get a estimate on our deck. We want to try to do a deck out back. And he's coming by to measure. He was supposed to be here at 11:30. Didn't know he was coming already. So I am going to have to hurry this up a bit. And off live, I will darken the edges up Right now, I am just trying to get this done because the gentleman came a little bit earlier than expected. I had planned on being done before he came. But we will be okay. He's just gonna have to wait a minute. You can hear our roosters in the background. They're announcing there's somebody out there. Nobody can sneak up at our house between the dogs and the roosters. They cannot sneak up. And the last one will get that little deer. And I am going to add this in the back as if this would be like a Christmas tree back here. And that way they all have the greenery and the berries. Of course, this one does not want to cooperate. I might use different glue for this one to get it to adhere. Trying to peel the glue off so that I can redo this. So let's do it this way. Sticking to everything but the project. You ever have those days where it's sticking to everything but what you needed to stick to? You don't guys have those problems, do you? I just take these and twist them. And then I add the other one to it. And I'll twist this one on as well. And then I'll take my little snips. Trying to get it in here to where it will be a little bit hidden, but I'm probably just going to add another piece of greenery on there. Like I said, I will add that other piece of greenery on there to hide that stick. But there's the third one. I will darken the edges. Let's see if I can hold these in my hand. And there's our trio of stars. I do appreciate all of you. Thank you, ladies. Let me pull a name real quick. Miss Bonnie is going into our Happy Mail bucket. Thank you, ladies, for hopping on. I will post pictures later on the finished product. I couldn't remember what day today is, the 10th. I gotta go down there and meet with a gentleman to see how much that deck is gonna cost out back and see whether we can afford that. Hey, Sheila. I come on at Eastern Standard Time. Hey, Teresa, you would have to watch the replay. All of my times are Eastern. Sorry that you missed it. Miss Bonnie going into the Happy Mail bucket. But these are our double-sided signs. Stars. All right, ladies, I have got to run. I see you all for Soulfilled Saturday morning at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Have a blessed day and a blessed weekend, and I will see you Saturday morning.